Hey, welcome everybody, and welcome to the podcast show. I'm Winston.
I'm Stephen.
Today we have a special guest, Joaquim, aka Blaze. He's a gamer, streamer, and an esports professional, and he's a very popular Twitch channel as well, where he streams every week. He also streams on Charity as well, and he's from Belgium.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, he's the gaming muscles from Brussels.
Yeah, that's what. As you know, I also have a podcast, and my co-host always calls me the muscles from Brussels. So,
so let's begin and introduce Blaze. So, tell me more about yourself, where you're from, and what games you play.
Okay. Well, my name's Joaquim Blaze. I've been streaming on Twitch for I think since 2015. And what games I play at the moment, I got into sim racing, so I'm doing a lot of race games now. I still play the old game like CSGO. I play a lot, but I do some different games here and there. I try out new games that come out. I kind of dabble in any kind of game as long as I feel intrigued by it and I want to play it.
So I have to ask you, Blaze.
Yes.
Your name. Does it have anything to do with Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
Because we know that the mythical Phoenix goes out and rises from the ashes.
Well, yes and no, actually, in that way. So, Joaquim is like a Spanish version of my real name. Like my real name is Joachim in Dutch.
Okay.
So it's harder to pronounce, but I still wanted something like more exotic when I was streaming in English back in the days, because nowadays I stream in my own language, in Dutch. And the Blaze came from Phoenix because I got a Phoenix tattoo here.
Oh, nice.
So that was my first tattoo, and it's like my whole tattoo is a story about my life, and I've went up and down in my life, had my troubles, had my good things, and like every phoenix, I rise from the ashes. So that's how I came up with Blaze, like Fire Blaze, and I just wanted something cool and a name that nobody ever picked, and like on all social media, it's just Joaquim Blaze. On every gamer tag that I have, it's Joaquim Blaze. Nobody has this name, so it's pretty easy. And I thought about how to get to that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting because when we were talking to another guest, Matt from Pig Radio, he made a mistake early on in his career where he didn't have a stage name. So he's very protective of himself right now because, I can't put my name out there because it's actually my real name. So he doesn't have a persona. He can't hide behind it. So good on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, nowadays people know who I am and where I live, kind of thing, but I'm not that scared that anything will happen to me, like crazy stuff that happened to certain streamers in America back in the days. But like I have since I've been streaming in Dutch, I have here and there some community meetups with viewers of mine, and it's like way more personal in the Belgium community than it used to be in the English community,
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's more interactive and things like that.
Yeah.
So
a little bit more friendly.
So let
more
me tell you a little
community-minded.
bit. Yeah, a little story about Blaze. I met him back in, I think it was 2020 via Twitch, and we're honored to have you on our show. And I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to Blaze a bit more, and how it was like to become a streamer, the challenges, the community of what you just mentioned there, and of course the tech involved. So the gaming connects us all in all ways, and with the internet, countries which are thousands of miles away are so much closer now. So Blaze, he's from Europe, and from a European country called Belgium, and for those who don't know, it's actually a small country, kind of in between France and Holland. And it's very close to UK, so that's where I'm from.
But our capital, Brussels, is also the capital of Europe. So
right, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And have you ever been to the UK? So that's the question that I wanted to ask.
I traveled so much in my life already. I think I made a list like 2 years back or something, and I already visited 57 countries in my life.
Wow.
My lifetime now, and I'm only 41. So, and most of the visiting I did between my 20 and my 35. So,
That's amazing.
So Stephen, have you been to Europe?
I have actually. I've actually been to France. I love the crepes. I love the macarons. I love the food. Oh my God, so amazing! Every single corner you stop in there, a family takes good care of you. They feed you all the wine, and it's just such a great experience. I've also been to Germany. I've also had the Haribo gummy candies. I bought 60 pounds of it to take home with me, which is amazing. In Switzerland, of course, where, we have the chocolate, and we also have the Swiss Army knife, which is actually manufactured right in the country, which is absolutely amazing. I also heard a really weird story about that country, about how it's a lockdown country. So if anything were to happen, they have turrets in the mountains, and they will blow up all of the highways. I don't know if that's true.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Honestly, never heard of it, but could be true. But Switzerland is a neutral stance country.
Yes.
So they never get involved into any politics or any wars or anything. They're just a neutral country, and they wanna keep it that way. But it's one of the most expensive countries in the world to live.
Yes.
Like, they're super expensive. Where in France have you been? Actually, I'm wondering.
I've been inside the city. I've also went to a place
you
called
mean like you were Paris?
Paris,
more, or?
Paris.
Oh, Paris. Okay.
And also a place called Melville.
Okay.
Which is near the seaside. It's where Stobe, they create the pots and pans, the cast iron. So I went to their factory. I had a look around. It was really amazing. I had food out there. It was great. Lots of their style of hot dog, where it's only mustard, right?
Mustard,
and mayonnaise.
They say in French moutarde.
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 Oui.
Yes.
Oui.
Well, France is one of the languages that I speak, so it's like my second.
Yeah, you speak a lot of languages. French, of course. Flemish.
Flemish is actually Dutch, so it's Dutch like in the Netherlands, but we have a different accent, and some words we use differently. So they say Flemish to the accent, So the region where I live is called Flanders as well. So so I speak Dutch as a mother language and French, because my grandma was actually French native. And I learned English in school when I was like 10 years old, and I think my English is pretty okay.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I learned German in school, and German is similar to Dutch in a way. So it's a bit different with the vocabulary, but still it's similar, so it's easier to learn for us. And because of my nowadays ex-wife, I learned a little bit of Serbo-Croatian, and my current girlfriend, who I have 2 beautiful children with, is from Brazil, so she's teaching me Portuguese now. So I'm also starting to understand. Yeah, I'm starting to understand more and more Portuguese. And the thing I always say in life is, if you're interested in something, learn it, do it. Always be curious in life to learn yourself stuff,
Yeah. So I have to ask, have you ever talked to someone that's speaking Canadian French?
Yeah, I've been in Canada, actually. I went snowboarding in Canada. So
you're in Quebec?
Nice.
Were you in Quebec?
No, I was in, how was it called again? That really expensive ski place.
Whistler.
Yeah, I was there.
Whistler. So Vancouver.
That's in Vancouver.
Vancouver I was, yes.
Yep. And then Montreal, which is in Quebec, they speak a different type of French called Canadian French. So when it's Winston, you'll relate. It's basically like someone speaking Mandarin and then speaking Cantonese. The French in Montreal is actually very angry.
Wait. But let me ask a question. So the French words are the same? Is that what you're saying?
Same words, spoken slightly differently.
The way they pronounce stuff is just different.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as in Switzerland, for example. They don't have their own language, so they speak a mixture of German, some kind of dialect that's really hard to understand, that's mixed with German and French.
Yes.
And they have French also they speak in Switzerland. So, and for example, in Belgium, we have the Dutch side, we have the French side, and we have a small part of German side. And for the people that don't know, we are not from like origin Germans or German speaking, but after the Second World War, because of all the damages that Germany did to Belgium, we were offered a piece of land from Germany, and these people were integrated in Belgium, but so their land and everything became part of Belgium. And the thing we did as Belgians, we said, okay, you can keep speaking your language, you can keep communicating in German, you can even in the community centers, everything's in German for them. So we didn't, like say, oh, you're going to like learn Dutch or French, but so that's why we now have since 1940 XXX, we have three languages, official languages in my country.
It's kind of a gift.
Interesting.
Having all of that ability to communicate, because the syntax, the grammar, and everything like that, it's so similar. But you've actually picked up three different languages immediately because of the fact that they have these similarities, and because you've been doing it since you were little, you understand. Your brain actually got it so quickly, which is such a gift.
Yeah. What I find with your North European countries as well as East European countries, a lot of the English is really good. So you'll find that, and especially with Dreamhack, because Dreamhack is in Sweden, right? There's a massive esports.
You get a lot of Dreamhacks nowadays, but like the original Dreamhack is in Sweden,
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a massive esports kind of competition arena.
I've been there, let me count, 5 times, I think, now.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, and cool. like you said, I did some esports back in the days. I was esporter in H1Z1, the game was called, and I was competing for a big team called World Best Gaming from America. And I went to play there also a tournament. I didn't perform as I wanted, but I did perform there, so that was already an achievement and a nice thing to do. And Dreamhack is just the nice thing about Dreamhack is you got to imagine like it's a lot of like 5-6 expo halls that are filled with gamers that bring their own computer. The only thing they provide is electricity and internet cables, and they put like these wooden things like, those triangles, and then the boards on top of it, and that's your table, You even got chairs there available, but they're like wooden and you like literally the first day when it starts, you see like kids coming with their mom and dad with their chair like this, pushing it, and having their computer desktop on top of it, or their laptop,
classic lab party.
And like with their with their pillows and their everything, and like by the last day it smells so bad.
Imagine,
but like the love, the atmosphere, it's like the Woodstock for gamers. It's so
definitely
nice. Everybody's nice to each other. Everybody's helping each other when they have a problem with their computer. And in the main hall, there's events. There's CS:GO tournaments, League of Legends tournaments, and others. And it's just so huge. And of course, in the evenings, you got parties outside of the event, and you got a Twitch party as well for the Twitch streamers, and all the bars are filled. And I remember one time I was with I don't know if you know the streamer Soda Poppen. He's been a long time streamer and a pretty big one in America. I was hanging with him and his girlfriend back then, and some other streamers, and we were like, where are we gonna go out? And we like found this little nice bar that was almost empty, and we went in there, and believe me, the first person that recognized one of us started calling everybody, and that bar was filled till the top within 30 minutes. It was crazy.
Like Carnegie's at Computex. Right after you get out the first night, everyone's at Carnegie's.
Everybody just goes there. It's the one place you need to go. So Blaze, tell us how did you get into gaming and streaming? I mean, how was it just when you were kids?
I'm a 1980s born kid.
He's an 80s kid.
But I'm actually 1980s my birth year, right? And like we talked about in other podcasts, me and you. I just grew up with it, My first computer was like game console was an Atari, the old Atari with the stick. And what was the game called again with that little airplane that shot all the viruses?
Was it Defender or was it
Space Invaders? I think
Space Invaders.
Space Invaders, yeah. And then you had King Kong, or what was it called?
Donkey Kong.
Or Donkey Kong, yeah. Donkey Kong. And you had like a few games, and that was crazy. And back then it was like, wow, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, was that 8-bit?
And,
less than that.
I think it was less. And then came the Commodore, and like I had the first Commodore with like the spindle things, the big ones that you had to like roll out and put on the other one.
64, I think it was. Yeah,
there was a 64. After that came the same Commodore, but with a cassette tape. That on the cassette you had your game recorded. And after that was a floppy disk in the Commodore 128. So I went all through that, you know. And I remember my first Nintendo with the game. What was it called again? With a gun. Oh my God! When you had the gun, the ducks,
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Yeah, Duck Hunt.
I mean, that's so legendary, right? And then you go through all that evolution, the dial-in internet, like my God, like
we talked about
everybody knows the sound of dialing in and having to wait for like a minute or two before your internet starts working. Then you started having your first online games like GTA, like that you saw the little cars on top and you were driving one car
vertical down,
vs one other guy, and you had to like kill him in a way, so you were like piling up a lot of other cars that you stole and like let them drive into it, and that it exploded and you won the game. Like it like all went from that and beyond, you know. And the nice thing is that I was able to go through all that evolution, and I'm actually really grateful for that. And I'm getting older now, but I still feel like I'm so grateful that I went through the whole era of computers and internet and phones. Like a game on the phone, the first game that everybody was addicted to, Snake. Like if I say Snake, everybody's like, oh my God. Like on Windows, the free games you got with Windows 95 and the pinball games, the Solitaire, Minesweeper, the pinball game. Like everybody was addicted to those simple games, if you think about it. Like now these games get ignored mostly of the time, you know, but that was the base of everything. And it's so nice to still know where it all came from. Like people don't realize. Sometimes I see people like commentating on a new game that gets released and, oh, this is not good and this is bad. And I'm like, I'm so happy this game is so good compared to like 20 years ago, you know?
It's evolved.
That's
right?
true.
So,
yeah, but going through the evolution is just, I think it was a blessing for our generation. You know?
I have to ask though, I mean, you're Dutch by culture, right? That's where you were born as a Dutch person. Why are you not a speed skater? Maybe let's just dispel some of the stereotypes. Or a cyclist.
No, speed skating is more from the Netherlands, to be honest. It doesn't get cold enough in Belgium. Certainly nowadays with the temperatures going up more. Global warming. But in Belgium, the main sport is soccer, like you call it. We call it football. Football. Cycling, of course.
So, Eddie Merckx was Belgium, right? Eddie Merckx.
Yeah, best cycler ever existed, you know. And even nowadays, like a lot of Belgians are top 10 of the world, so it's still a big sport. And together with soccer, football, we got a lot of good players. We got players playing for Real Madrid, for Chelsea, like all over the world. Definitely. Like Belgium has been for a few years in a row now #1 in the world in soccer. So. That's more our sports, and then you got the other sports like everybody plays.
Winning a lot of competitions.
I'm back. Sorry, you're back. I just said there's all the other popular sports, but the things that are not popular compared to the US, for example, is NHL, NFL, all those kind of sports.
The American sports.
We got them, but they're like less popular, most of them. So and they're coming more and more gaining popularity through television and all that, but it's still not, you know, the biggest.
Blaze, I have to ask you a question. Swiss chocolate or Belgian chocolate?
Belgian chocolate.
Of course, right?
Not hard.
Oh, okay.
Well, were you?
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get back to the gaming parts, right? So, I used to play a lot of Doom and Quake and Unreal Tournament, right, with the PC era. So I love it, and you know, no matter where you go, those are the games were big back then, right? So, you know, what about you, Blaze? What's your favorite games?
I played all of them actually, like the ones you mentioned. But I liked like when I was younger, I liked playing. There was a really good an NHL game, like ice hockey game that I liked to play.
NHL 2000 something.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Sonic the Hedgehog, I loved playing on my Sega back then. I just liked a lot of sports games mostly, or like adventure games back in days, because back then we didn't have all the online things. One of the games that changed a lot in my eyes, two of them actually, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
Back in the day,
the blood, the gore. It was back then. Like if you see it now and you see the blood, you're like, this is so fake. But back then, and you know, doing mortality, fatality, and all those things, and bibality. I remember standing in line at the arcade center and trying to beat the champion of our town that was standing there and beating one by one. And you know, when you were there and able to beat him, you tried to do like a fatality that never anybody's done before, that you found in a magazine, because back then it came out in magazines. You didn't find everything on the internet, like that game. And another game I'm going to mention that a lot of people forget, and I think it's one of the games that caused that they put age restriction on certain games, Carmageddon.
Oh, Carmageddon.
Carmageddon.
Oh,
You were driving a car in a city with people walking around, and you were able to slice them with knives on your car, drive over them, see them fall apart, and it was that when that game came out, it was all over the news. It was like
I remember that.
And parents complaining like, we want to see what our kids play. We didn't know this game was so wild, and it's crazy. They're gonna start shooting people in the streets, you know, that kind of story.
Oh, that's
and those kind of games like started more and more revolutionizing stuff and making it more real. But like, you had Street Fighter and games like that, which were also really good, you know, like Adu Kit, everybody knows that sound. But then a game like Mortal Kombat came where you ripped off a head of somebody or split his body. Yeah. That was for like my parents. I was like, wow, like this is not what's my son
playing.
Other
game they had? It was a Killer Instinct
was fantastic.
Killer Instinct.
The music,
that was good as well.
That was the groove. It was a little bit different. I mean, fighting games is like entirely different, almost an entirely different community. It's like you've got players like God, what's his name? Wong.
I don't know.
Yeah, you mean competitive Street Fighter?
God, he's amazing. He's so fast. Yeah,
he's so fast. Apparently there's certain moves you can do and you can defend, and you can still build up those energy levels to do the fatal move at the end. But some of those guys play competitively. It's like, whoa,
Stream Monsters is what they call them. Stream Monsters. Yes.
Oh yeah. But like you asked me one epic game, right? And I'm gonna tell you one epic game that everybody loved. Tetris.
Oh, I'm still playing that now.
Oh yeah,
it's on the Xbox.
Yeah, Tetris.
It's gone crazy.
I mean,
and they also have
Tetrio now. Now you have
Tetris gaming.
Tether.io you have now that a lot of people play, and you can like play against each other and shoot lines to other people and stuff like that. And I sometimes play that with my community, so we're like playing 20 guys against each other, and like suddenly like your thing goes like do. Like, do you remember when you had like your Game Boy and your friend had a Game Boy and you could connect it and play against each other on Tetris? Like, imagine that, but playing against 20 people.
I play with my kids, and we can now do like a three-way game, so we're actually playing against each other, and then it blows up, and all of a sudden we're a team, and then we get to like work together, and then it blows up again, and now you're individual because you need to work as a team. Like, there's team play mode, there's individual mode, there's V versus V. Like, there's all sorts of ways to play this classic game. You're right, absolutely epic still today.
Yeah, and like I said, the main titles like Sonic the Hedgehog, super game, always been nice. Mario. I mean, how many Mario games have there been, and how many times haven't you like played and tried to like be faster to finish a level and save the princess, you know?
And definitely Mario Kart, man. The racing.
Yeah.
I spent hours on it.
Nintendo 64 Wave Runner. Do you remember that game when you were on a jet jet ski?
Star Fox.
Yeah.
And of course,
Star
GoldenEye.
Fox.
Classic.
GoldenEye. Good music as well.
Fantastic.
Like that was one of the games that had like super production music wise, and the music made the game even better, you know. And another game we forget, Zelda.
Of course.
Like, there's so many titles you can, like, you know, the old Halo series. Unfortunately, the last Halo has like failed in my opinion, but like the old Halo games were so good, you know. And
they were
Can you elaborate
and,
on that?
And
why did Halo fail for you? Because I gotta know. I've heard all sorts of different opinions about it, but what was the main thing that drove the nail into the coffin on the franchise?
For me, it was like one of the things that was like back in the days when you had Halo, you could like change your skin and you know, you could like look differently. And now you had to pay for it in the new game. Like they were like trying to pull out money for that. And like in none of any, like people can comment in the video of this YouTube, but like nowadays you have to pay for everything, and Halo just followed that, and they broke what they always did. They never asked money for those kind of stuff, and now they're asking money for it, and that just proves that the game was not only, you know, made for, you know, the fans and to bring it back, but it was just,
it's all about money.
It felt more like they want to pull out money, and a lot of people that know the franchise from back in the days, I talked to a lot of them. They were disappointed with that. That's like a big ouch for me. Like, okay, you're already making money on the game, but why do you want to pull out more? I understand you do certain things, but like it all started with games like Fortnite and PUBG, and they started doing like seasons where you could get extra skins and this and that, and they started doing it nowadays on almost any game that you have like seasons and skins and battle passes that you can buy. Even on the Formula 1 game, you have like a season pass that you can get to get extra skins. And I understand they want to, you know, make money, but sometimes it's like too much, in my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, it's called what do you call it? In-game purchases, right?
Yeah, in-game purchases.
It kind of like, you know, spoils a bit, because there are certain levels in the game where you need to purchase to get to the next level, and that's what I don't like, right? You buy a game, you expect to play, and you get to a certain level, and based on your skills and all the stuff that you collected, you should be able to get to the next level. But no, you have to get the in-game purchased, right?
Yeah,
so whatever item you need to buy, then you
pay to
the
advance.
next level. And that is what I don't
it's
like.
not about skill.
Yeah,
it's
pay
like
to advance.
How much money do you have, right? It's poor.
It's like a lot of those mobile games. I sometimes see commercials passing by when I'm scrolling to Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you see this guy explaining this game is great, and you see some gameplay, and you think like, amazing, I'm going to try it, and you like start playing the game, and you put in a X amount of hours, and suddenly you come at this point where you are obligated to buy stuff, because else the people that buy stuff will just kill you. So it's pay to win, and the pay to win thing, I understand why the companies do it, but as a real gamer, I feel like if I have to do pay to win, you know what, I'm deleting your game in a way, you know. Like there's a lot of games that I just feel like no, it's pay to win, I don't want to do it.
No longer about skill or progression or learning, right? It's about payment.
Right?
So wrong.
Those games are like for, you know, one versus one, you know, on a computer, human versus computer. But when you talk about games online, when you play with friends, with another team, then those games, there's based on skills, and this is where you've worked gaming competitively, right, in esports before. So tell us a little bit more about that, and is sponsorship important? Does it help?
Sponsorship, it always helps. No, but like in my case, like I got an amazing setup. I think everything together, my setup is easily 20K. Everything together. I got my racing sim standing next to me, like the whole chair, the wheel. Honestly, what I have here as a content creator, I wouldn't be able to pay if I was just a dude playing video games. Like, and even then, it took me I think what I have now, it took me easily almost 2 years to get everything together, you know, like this mic I'm talking on, this mic is $500, you know, like not everybody, you know, is able to pay $500. So I always tell people when you game, you just got to feel comfortable and buy what you really need and don't buy all the excessiveness and all that. But for me as a content creator, it's a bit different, you know. I need certain things. I need that beautiful light behind me to look better, you know. But like I'm soon honestly doing a deal with Philips Hue that do those lights, you know. So I'm gonna make like a commercial video for them. I just did one for this headset. It's a headset from if I can mention the brand, it's a headset from Epos, but Epos is the gaming brand from Sennheiser, which is a German brand and one of the most popular brands audio-wise, certainly for headsets. So when I choose somebody I work with together, I always go with a brand that, first of all, I think is good and that I feel good showing to the people that are in my community and stuff. And what I always say whenever I make an agreement with a sponsor, I always say I will honestly give my honest opinion about your product. So but yeah, if I don't work, in my opinion, with bad brands. I try to work with decent brands. For this chair, it's also a sponsor. This is a brand that's not a top-notch brand, but that offers from lower till almost upper quality products. And I always say you get what you pay for with them. And if you pay more, like for this one, this is the most expensive they have, you'll get a better quality chair. But there are people that don't have the money to pay $399 for a chair or $499 for a chair. There are people that have a budget of $150, and their $150 chairs are also good. Price wise, you know, like price quality has to be equal. But if you're gonna pay for a brand that is $500 and the chair is bad, like, you know, that's not okay. And I would never wanna promote those kind of brands. And I have refused brands in the past that I said, sorry, I'm not behind your brand. Like, find somebody else to promote your product, and they do. There's always somebody to find. But I always try to work with people that I feel I can trust, you know, like you know, Winston, that for my PC, my beautiful PC next to me, I work together with MP Customized, you know.
That's Mike Petron's the modder from Belgium. He's a world famous modder. So Billy, tell me what you've actually got on your system, because I think a lot of people would want to know what kind of system you've got. Tell me what processor.
I gotta check.
Okay, preference, Intel or AMD? Tell us.
I always say I go for stability, so it's Intel in general.
There you go. Right.
But
GeForce or Radeon?
Wait. I want to say something. AMD is also good. Certainly, if you go, what's your budget, price quality wise? Again, AMD is certainly a good brand. Intel is more like choosing between Apple, Intel, and Samsung, AMD. You know, that's my opinion about it. Then video card, you were asking? Graphics card.
Yeah. GeForce or Radeon?
GeForce, again, same reason. And I got an RTX 3080. I got pretty lucky because I ordered it before the price rise. I ordered it on the moment that they announced them. And some sites in my country like released their prices. I ordered it, and I think within a week the prices went up $200. But they were obligated to you know, deliver it. I did have to wait like 3 months and send out a mad tweet, and after that mad tweets, like not even 1 week later, because they probably saw I was a content creator / influencer, they send me my graphics card. But I'm really happy with this PC. It's a beast, and I used to stream duo PC, and nowadays I stream single PC because my PC can almost handle anything at the moment. It's so strong. I got an i9 10900K in there. I got my 3080, which is a Zotac. You know the brand probably Zotac. So yeah, and I the rest around it is NZXT. The case and the Huey controller. The memory is from Patriot.
Yep.
If you
Patriot,
know.
Patriot Viper, yeah.
And my water cooling is an NZXT Kraken.
So nice. Stephen, you just bought a RTX 30 series, didn't you?
Tell us about it, Stephen.
It took almost 2 years to get this card.
He got it from all the sub money.
2 years waiting for this thing. So, you know how crypto crashed? That means everything went back to MSRP, right? So I finally got a 3060 Ti for MSRP. I was so thrilled, but, you know, the guy that wants to haggle in me didn't like that. It wants a discount, but that was the discount because it was $300 less. Crazy times, right? But I love the card. It's fantastic. And you're right. Crazy. As a content creator, we have to choose NVIDIA because of the way that the drivers are built. We can choose to get the gaming drivers, or we can choose the studio drivers. We can use it effectively in Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, and all the editing software, all the streaming software. It's just a better choice right now. I agree with your choice. I'm with you.
That's why I went. I went that way. And the thing is, with AMD, for example, is actually really good for gamers. Like with all their cores and everything, AMD is a way to go if you're like a pure soul gamer. But if you have a lot of other programs running for editing and other stuff, Intel is more the way to go. If I would like go at some point, I'll probably go duo PC again. Then probably my gaming PC would probably become an AMD to game on, and I would keep my Intel based PC as content for my content and to send my stream through and to send it out into the world. You know.
You are so lucky, you two. I'm still using an Intel processor, which I'm fine, but my graphics card is a budget graphics card.
A budget.
4 gigabytes.
My workstation is still Sandy Bridge, dude. It's still Sandy Bridge. I'm just telling you. You're so lucky.
I mean, I hear this from the tech guy that is in here.
Hey, please, I talked to you 2 years ago, didn't I, right?
Yeah.
I complained about my graphics card. I was still using then an RTX 20 series. I still am. I haven't even touched the 30 series or the new Radeons.
But the Super series, like the 2080 Super and everything, they're almost equal. They told me to a 3060. Like they're getting close. So
there you go.
If you run,
Stephen, your
my
card
last
is actually
card
faster than mine.
was a 1080,
Mine's
not Ti. Okay, dude, it's 5 years old. I just upgraded. This is huge for me. Huge.
I had a 1060 before, so for me it was also like wow, you know.
All right, here we go. So talking about sponsorship, we need a sponsor. And right now, if you feel if we're doing a good job, and then of course you would like to sponsor us, reach us at itsourpodcastshow@gmail.com. All right.
There you go.
Moving on.
Get these guys sponsored. Like, get them a deal and get Winston a better video card. I mean, come on.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So let's move on. Talk about your family and charity because family is everything. And so, please, you just recently had a little girl. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And his beautiful daughter. So yeah, great. So tell us a little bit more about the family, and of course, with family. Do you have to kind of work around your schedule and daily streams, weekly streams? So with that, people now, our age, because we're kids of the 80s, growing up now, we have family now. So we still like to game. Yeah. But of course, we need to schedule the time around. So tell us your experience with family and gaming.
First of all, talking about age, my own community, my own chat in streams, they call me Daddy Blaze, so it's already come to that, But my answer always is, this daddy still slaps you in game, so. and they watch me because like sometimes in some games I suck, but in some games I'm like really good. So about the kids, like I honestly am not a full-time content creator. To become full-time content creator and for sponsorships in my country, it's we're a little bit behind on the US and the Scandinavian countries. They're far ahead on that way, but slowly, like we're starting to catch up, and the sponsorship deals are slowly getting better. But I can't live from it at the moment, so I still do a full-time job. On top of that, like you mentioned, I got 2 kids. I got a son who's 4 years old, and I got a daughter who's 8 months old, and I got a beautiful girlfriend. And honestly, the reason I can stream is just because of her. Because imagine a sports guy that's playing in the NFL or playing soccer with whatever team, and he's doing his thing, you know. And you always see the wife with the kids, and she's taking care of everything. I'm in that same situation. She's like doing 90% of the work in the house. The only thing I do is like the heavy lifting stuff and put the garbage outside and mow the lawn and, you know, pick up the kids from school when I can. And like, I try to help where I can. But honestly, like Saturday, Sunday, we go like, okay, what's your work schedule? What's my work schedule? When can I stream? What do we need to do for the kids? I work out the schedule and I post my schedule usually on Sundays, so my viewers know when I go live. Sometimes I got crazy weeks and then I say like, okay, I'll just announce in Discord when I'll go live because I don't know exactly. I've been in a way unlucky and lucky. I've been operated I had an operation on my ankle. I got surgery on my ankle from an old injury I had, and I've been home for the last 3 months, like trying to heal from that and going to the physiotherapist and stuff. So I was able to, you know, put some more work into my streams and other things, luckily. And I just saw in like the last 3 months, it created so much more growth for me. I had so much more time to do stuff. My TikTok like tripled in followers because I'm putting out more content. I've made more contact with sponsors. Since February, I am a content creator for a soccer team, like that plays in first division here, like in the highest division.
Oh, nice.
So they hired me as their content creator, and 2 months later, they even promoted me to manager of content creators.
Very nice.
So
I'm
working out their whole program, and we're gonna start hiring content creators that are gonna like stream and maybe play under the team, and like that's pretty new for my country, not for me, because I've streamed in English for many years and I've been in American stream teams and esport team. But like here, all those stuff are pretty new and they're starting to grow, and it's nice that I can put my how you say, my finger in the pot and be part of that, and already like a lot of people that are streaming in Belgium that are pretty new, they know they can reach out to me, and like people sometimes just contact me and ask me for advice, like what should I do, what do you think about this and that, and like I try to help as many people as I can. I've always been like that, and in this thing that I'm doing, like manager of content creation, I'm going to be able to do that even more. So I'm like combining those two, and the way I'm feeling it, honestly, is maybe if I'm lucky, by next year I'll be full-time doing that. So that's been the dream always, to do that. So the dream is coming closer. We're working hard for it, and like people underestimate how much time you put into content creation, how much it takes from you. Like honestly, I sleep an average of 5 to 6 hours, I gotta say. Like before recording this, I had to put my son to bed and stay with him. And then now we're doing this. If I wouldn't be doing this, I'd probably be sending out mails. I rewrote a contract today for a content creator I'm gonna hire soon. There's always stuff to do, you know. Like there's like last week, every day I had a meeting with sponsors or other potential stuff.
Takes a lot of time.
There's gonna be a Dreamhack in the Netherlands, in Maastricht.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to do something there, so I had to, you know, had meetings for that, and there's always stuff going on, and it's.
So Stephen,
I don't know how I manage. Honestly,
Stephen's going through the same thing, right? You manage all your content creation and of course your sponsors. So you know you go through the same thing.
Well,
Tell us your experience.
It's actually very similar to yours. I mean, right off the bat, I have 3 kids, and you know, like they're 7, 9, and 11 now, which is great. But what I actually did was early on, I actually started teaching them how to do the chores. because it was fun. So because they were able to learn when they're young, it's actually automatic now for a lot of things. So I really take that for granted, how much time they give me back. And they take care of themselves in front of the Xbox when they're playing Minecraft. That's their game. I don't understand how they build what they build. It's absolutely amazing what they can build, what they can construct. So kids these days, holy crap, they're so imaginative, right? But that's their little world, and I try to bring them in on occasion. Like right now, I'm working freelance. I was working at a agency, video production agency, and I'm not working full time right now. So I've been going out and doing deals with a lot of different brands. And one of the things, like you said, is that it's an untapped market. And what I'm most surprised about is how much money there is in there if you can just provide the value. Now, I'm not a streamer. I normally just do Instagram posts. I do stories. I do reels like that. But I speak from an authentic place. And for some reason, I have an extremely high engagement rate because I guess people see that and like, oh, you know, he's like me. So when they relate, they can like, oh, I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah. So it's a great feeling that they've chosen me. And right now I'm working with a company that does they do tires. They're a tire national brand, and they want to educate people on proper alignment of your vehicle, how it can save you money and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool, I will. And they've given me money to take my family on a trip. And they've given me pocket money as well too, which is my payment, and it's enough, right? Which is great. So you just have to ask, and you're asking. So when you ask, you get the opportunity to create, and pretty soon you're like going through your spreadsheet. Oh my God, I've made this much money this quarter. Sweet. One step at a time, right?
And one mistake a lot of content creators always make is they want to get sponsored, right? Like you get content, you get views, and you're like, I want to get sponsored. I want this brand, that brand. I want to make this amount of money. But I always say to a content creator when I talk to them about it, like, do you know what you have to offer to them first before you ask them what you want from them? And like a lot of times when I contacted brands and still do, when I contact them, the first thing I tell them is, this and this and this I can do for you. And maybe we can work out a good partnership, and this way we can work together. And if I offer you this, what can you offer me? But first of all, like most people go to them and like, I want to be sponsored by you. Oh yeah, okay.
Like, what does that look like, right?
You're the 1 millionth person that's saying to us like, sponsor me a chair or sponsor me a PC or. No, like go to them, bring an original idea. Like with this brand, I brought them a few ideas, and they were like, "You're the guy. We want to work with you." And I'm not the biggest in Belgium; there are bigger streamers, but they wanted to work with me because of the way I am and the things I propose to them and what I offer them. And it's not always like the guy with the highest amount of views that would get those sponsorships. And like I remember when I started streaming and I had a few thousand followers and I maybe had like 80 to 100 viewers on Twitch, like English wise, that is not a lot. Like if you go like American, like you have to, like, to be a big streamer, you're talking about 1K viewers or 2K viewers because of the reach you have and the amount of people that speak English. In my country, we have 11 million people living in Belgium, which is not a lot. Half of them or like something like half of them speak Dutch, so that's 5.5 million. And Twitch and content creation is not that popular yet. Like it's growing and growing more and more. Like even my parents sometimes have a hard time understanding stuff.
What do you actually do?
Yeah, like what do you actually do? Mom, Dad, I got an online TV show and people watch me and I get paid for doing an online TV show. So like it's like watching TV, but it's on the internet, Mom and Dad. Like that's how I explain it to them. But like. If you have 100 viewers in my country, it's if you compare that to the amount of English reach that you would have, like 100 viewers equals almost like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 viewers. So towards a brand, you still have a big value, but not a lot of people realize
you're targeting the reach in your country.
Yeah.
So you know. it's a different market and a different kind of. We look at it numbers wise. Of course, in the US, it's going to be a massive audience, but the English speaking.
Yeah.
In your country, it's all Dutch, and if you target those Dutch viewers, then your numbers are actually bigger.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's it. But you
and in
explained
marketing
it well,
and in business, they're looking at this as, okay, this guy, Blaze, he's getting us the right 100 people, the ones that will convert, rather than 1,000 people that will never convert. Right?
Look, I did a TikTok on this headset where I did an unboxing, right? I had, in 1.5 days or 2 days, I had more than 2,000 views. But the most important was I almost had 700 likes. That's almost 1 out of 3 people that liked that video. And then I had about 150 clicks on the link of the brand to go to the page to check this out. And engagement-wise, that are huge numbers. And that is what brands look at, and I keep those numbers to show to other brands what my engagement can be if they give me the right material and I can work with the right stuff. And in that moment, you have a value to a company. If you have 1 million views, but not 1 like, by matter of speaking, then a lot of people watched it and you got maybe on the For You page of TikTok, and you're lucky. I never get on the For You page for some reason. I may be not beautiful enough, or I don't shake enough. I don't know.
You should try.
It's a joke. But the thing is, what brands, and I myself studied marketing, so I look a lot at those things. Brands look at engagement. Brands look at fidelity of your community. I can tell you, the chair standing next to me from a certain brand for racing, I contacted them. They're a huge brand. They're based in Australia, but they sell all over the world. They're huge in the sim racing community. I contacted them. I explained them my story. I said, I've never sim raced in my life, but I'm gonna start sim racing, show people how I'm learning it, how I'm experiencing it, how I'm failing, how I'm getting better. And they loved the story that I'm built around it. And they said, you know what? We want you. We're sending you a chair. Boom, there you go. Yeah. It was $1,500, everything they sent me. But within 2 months, like, I know I've been doing it, 2.5 months now. 4 people from my community saw me using that product, asked me my opinion about it, and bought the same
there you
chair.
Go.
I'd actually seen one of your videos recently. It was almost like an ad, but it was you, and it was like the racing letters is whoosh, and you're like, it was really cool. And this is something I enjoy watching because it's unique, the content's unique, and it's something that people relate to.
You also solved the marketing problem for the
Yeah.
company. You came to them with a solution to something that they've been trying to figure out, which is how to get the beginner to actually graduate into one of their chairs, because most people sit on a stool, they sit on the ground. What's the next step? Well, I'm not going to spend $1,500 on a chair unless you give me a reason to, and you gave them a reason. You actually taught them how to buy it, which is fantastic.
Well,
nice.
And the nice thing is, we started Formula One racing, the video game. And with a few other streamers and friends, we started the Flemish Community League. So we brought all our communities together, and we organized 2 races a week where everybody who even had a controller could race with us. But of course, them playing, realizing a controller is not that much fun as a steering wheel, they all started buying steering wheels, and then they needed a chair, and just before this, we had a live show where we had a prize ceremony. I provided a sponsor. Again, I gave them what the community was about and what we were doing, and they gave us some items to give away. And what we did, we gave like the first driver a prize and the first team a prize, and then we divided the other prizes between everybody in the community with a spinning wheel, just to even the guy that was lost could win a prize, just because it's community bound. We want to make a community, and already they're fighting for spots for season 2 that is going to start in July. So
because I think it's all about community, right? Because the community which makes gaming so fun, and once you're in that community, it builds up on that. I mean, it builds the community, and and people just enjoy gaming and enjoy the companionship, and especially like if you have it scheduled every twice a week, they've got something to look forward to. And within that community, people know what you're about, what you game, and what equipment that you use, and they want to be, well, not be like you, but they want to know what you're using. Right?
Yeah, and if they see that it works for you, they're like, it works for him, I want to buy it as well, you know?
Yeah, and they see all these kids and those fans, like esports teams, all those fans. I mean, they are sponsored by Logitech or Razer, and all of a sudden you see those guys, little kids, buying
their mouse.
$200 keyboards.
Or their mouse.
And a mice. Like $100 for a mouse. But they buy it because they follow the team, and then they're the big fans of them, and they build up the community and stuff like that. Nice.
Nowadays you got like Dr. Disrespect with his own headset with his like brand on it, you know, his own keyboard that everybody wants to buy, the Dr. Disrespect keyboard, because it's limited. And you know, like but the thing is, like, if you watch a streamer or a gamer, or you watch a guy on a podcast and you're like, oh my god, his mic is so good, like, how did I find this mic? I found this mic because I was watching another guy doing a podcast and using this mic, and then I started like checking other mics, other podcasts and other streams. I was like, a lot of people are using that mic. That mic.
Can I make a guess
really
of what mic you have? I'm gonna guess, right? And if I'm right, what are you gonna give me?
You got like, I'll blow you a kiss.
I'll take whatever I can get. But my guess is that you have the legendary, which actually was featured on the album Thriller by Michael Jackson. That same mic, it's called the Shure SM7B. Am I correct? I am right.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. See? Stephen, knowledge with his audio stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Are you using the same one?
Yeah.
He's using the same one.
He's using the other.
Too much.
Damn.
You got two different caps, so and for me, I took it off because my voice came out better.
And felt.
But yeah, this mic is honestly, at some point I was like, I got my cameras. I could invest in better cameras. Other story, but you know, nowadays people use DSLR cameras more and more. I still use Logitech ones because I think they're good enough if you use the right lighting, the right enough light, the right settings. Just look up some stuff, and your Logitech will look great. Of course, you can go like higher with DSLR that you'll see every zit on my face. But is it really necessary in a gaming stream where my camera is more than half of the time small? Like,
it's all about audio, right?
Is it
necessary? They need to be able to hear you.
Yeah, and then the next step is audio. Like, I watched some of my old videos where I was using my like a cheap headset with a cheap mic, and it was all good back in the days. You know, people were happy. I had a big community. I was growing as a streamer, but at some point you start looking like, how can I improve my quality for my viewers? And you just try to get better. And at some point I said, I need to invest in the mic. So I invested in the mic. I got a good mixer. The next step was 2 years later, when I got a Go XLR, you know, like to mix even, like, I really love the Go XLR, the way it works and the way it's easy. So you just like need to like fine tune your stream here and there. But I always say, if you want to become a content creator and you're watching this video, first in the beginning, don't invest too much. Just have a camera, have a decent enough mic, and just play and have fun with your community. And when you see you're growing, and when that sub money comes in, or donations or whatever, or you get sponsorships, then start slowly upgrading. But like you got these guys that you see, and before they even start streaming, they're like, I'm gonna buy this computer, I'm gonna buy this Shure mic, I'm gonna buy this camera, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna sit in the most expensive chair because it's the best, I'm gonna use this because everybody uses it. And they put on their stream and they have one viewer, and then they come to me and they're like, why do I have one viewer? I'm like, okay, but what is your stream about? Like, what are you? What are you doing? You're just sitting there and playing games with your friends, and when somebody types in your chat, you even forget to react on the chat. Like, the most important thing I feel, certainly as a smaller content creator, look at your chat, interact with your chat. Like,
oh yeah,
I prefer dying 10 times in a game, but catching every chat and reacting to every chat and have a conversation with my
definitely.
I call my community my friends. So with my friends in chat, greet them when they come in, ask them how their day was. Like, I noticed in Belgium, because of the smaller community, people care less about you being the best gamer. Like, there's certain gamers that are pro gamers. You watch that gamer because he's a pro gamer. Okay, I understand that. But if you're a medium quality player, or even above medium, like me in general, it's still important to be busy with your community. Like like my Discord is pretty active. Like, we talk every day. I wake up in the morning, I put a good morning to everybody in my Discord. Like, if we have a special stream or a nice stream, I put a message, thank you for everybody for being there. I posted that I would be doing this with you guys, and they're all waiting for the link once the video releases, you know. So
that's nice.
It's just an interaction. Like, why do I go on Twitch? Why do I go watch a YouTube video? Because I want, one, to be entertained, and it's my internet. My internet was gone, right? Hello?
Oh, it's back.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Like, I've been having some troubles because there's been a storm here. So why do I go on YouTube? Why do I go on Twitch? Because I'm bored of TV. I'm bored of watching TV shows all the time on Netflix. I want to see something else. I want to see something that interests me. I want to get entertained a different way. If I go into a stream and I say hi to a streamer, like, I got this check mark because I'm a partnered streamer on Twitch. I actually took that check mark away because, like, when you go in a stream and people, oh, you're a partnered streamer, like, I just want to go in there and be treated like everybody else and see how that person treats me. And yeah, in the end, they'll see that I'm partnered if they check out who I am. But, like, most important is just be you, interact with your chat, have some fun, show that you're having fun. When you're playing a game and you're doing certain things, explain to people why you're doing it. Certainly when it's a new game. People, like, a new game comes out, or I'm interested in buying a game, I always go check out streamers playing that game. And this way I also see how they're handling their stream and what they're doing. Maybe I get some ideas from them. But also I find out how the game is, how people feel about it. And when you see a streamer and he's just sitting there like this, and then 5 minutes later, oh, hi, hello. And then when they die, they go like, you know, like... But, like,
I see the
rage quit.
It's just like, why bother watching?
Yeah, why would I watch this guy if he's not interacting with me and he's not the best player at the game? Like, you got a popular American streamer, Shroud, for example. He's really good at first-person shooters and shooter games in general. You watch him because his gameplay is top-notch, and you learn from it. And of course, his chat is too crazy. You know, like, same thing at some point with Ninja. He was so good at Fortnite, and he was entertaining at the same time in his way. Same thing with Dr. Disrespect. He doesn't read chat anymore. He barely has time to read his donations, you know, like what people write in his donations. But, like, these kind of people have their own way. Like, Dr. Disrespect is an entertainment show by himself, you know. It's a whole character he built. I was lucky to meet him on several occasions, go for drinks with him, talk about everything, and like, he just created this whole persona, this whole thing. Like, they're working on if I saw it good, on a comic book for him and some TV show. That's crazy. That they're gonna make about it. Like, he started his own gaming development studio now, so he's gonna start release his first game at some point. So he's like diversifying, but everything is built in a way around his persona, Dr. Disrespect, you know.
So Blaze, about your community, I mean, we know how important community is, and some of the stuff you've done in the past, for example, some of your charities, that's all included, and thanks to the community. So will it be any more further community charity stuff that you'll be doing in the future? Tell us a little bit more about the charity stuff that you've done.
I work, for example, with Save the Children, which is a worldwide organization, and the name says itself, Save the Children. When you collect money for them, it's not only for children in Africa, it can be for children in the US who have problems, or when there's a flooding or whatever. Save the Children helps out there. For example, me and my co-host on my own podcast, Junket, we do every year a charity for Save the Children, and we collect every time around 2 to 3K, something like that, within a 12-hour stream, which is really a lot of money in a short time. But we do challenges then to entertain people and to give them a reason why to even donate more.
So
it's like a really last good time I got a pond outside in my garden. Last time I jumped live in my pond on stream. Junket has worn a dress, has shaved off his beard, has shaved off his hair. He got me and him got makeup on. We have those jelly beans, those that are very spicy or bad tasty. We do a lot of things, and the thing is, doing this charity for children, because children are, in my opinion, the most vulnerable of us all. When something happens in any country, look at what's happening now with the war in Russia and Ukraine. You don't want to know how bad it is for the children and for those people. And even there, Save the Children is helping. They're like the last time when we collected money for building 2 schools in Africa for children to go to school instead of going into labor, and just being able to know that a bunch of kids can go to school because of the community that donated and made this possible is really nice. Another charity I work with is a charity that's called You Are Who You Are, in a way. It's a Dutch charity I do, and it's a charity that supports every year a different cause, but what it says, if you're bisexual, lesbian, if you're a gamer, if you're whoever you are who you are. Be proud of it. Be yourself, and they just support everybody and everything they can in a way where it's needed, and that's a really nice thing. Like. We had shirts made that people could buy, and it said, "I'm a gamer, I am who I am," like stuff like that. And I come from a country where gaming is a bit less popular still than in the US, for example, or Canada. The charity by itself was started by a big radio station and TV station, and last year, it was in December 2021, we as a whole community in Flanders, as all the streamers that participated, because it were a bunch, me and 2 other guys did a collective stream, like a trio stream together, and again within 12 hours we collected like I think $1,500, and in total all the streamers together collected, if I'm right, around 40 or 50K within a month. And that we gave as a and we appeared on TV and everything, and people were like, "Oh my God, the gamers did charity and what and what's going on?"
I mean, the community really helps, and if you're in that gaming community, if you're building a team, that community can help with some of the stuff you do. I mean, you're giving stuff back to the society, and it helps with charity and stuff like that. So it's really nice to know. Thanks, Blaze, for your contributions.
Well, it's my community once again. The only thing I do is pick out the charities, because honestly, the last few years, more and more charities contact you, and I'm like, okay, I can ask stuff from my community and do stuff like that. But like, if I would be doing a charity every week or every month, that would be a bit too much. So I try to pick out the right charities where like that I feel like would fit my community, and the right charities to support that I know. So like, the only advice I can give to people that want to do charities, always look up the organization that's behind it, certainly that they're legit, and look where the money goes. Like look at it yourself. Try to find out what they do with their money, what they've done in the past. Be sure it's a registered organization, etc.
That's a big responsibility. I mean, you're putting these charities out there that have reached out to you. You're actually doing a lot of the vetting so that the community doesn't get burned, because I know that in every community, there's a lot of people that have really great hearts. They want to help out, but all of a sudden this charity really doesn't exist. And then all this money is gone. Like, where did it go, right? So
could be
good on you for doing that vetting and making sure that people have the tools as well too to look at these communities to see if they're actually legit. I mean, people get ripped off all the time, and it's unfortunate, even today.
Yeah,
I know.
Great. So, guys, do you think it's time to wrap up today's podcast? It's been great.
You know me, I can keep talking. I got so many stories to tell.
Definitely. I mean, I would like to say big thank you to Blaze for being the guest on our show. It's been an honor. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You've given us insight into gaming, become a streamer, and the charity stuff that you've done, and it's been really, really insightful. I say thank you so much for that. So you can check out his Twitch channel. And of course, all the charity he runs. Details and links below. So gaming and the gaming industry is a huge topic area, right? So we have even touched only a few topics.
Don't forget to press the subscribe button for this amazing channel, guys.
Of course. So if you'd like to revisit, then let us know and leave us your comments. It's ourpodcastshow@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So over to you, Stephen.
Well, I've
final comments.
learned a lot. I've also thankful for all of, coming from a big streamer like you, the same lessons that we've been trying to tell people is that, yes, you have to have a plan if you want to approach a sponsor. You got to give them value. You got to give the community value. All these things you have to give first before you take, right? These are the big ideas that a lot of these young streamers and even some experienced people that should know better should be practicing and preaching, that the community needs first. You fulfill their needs. You give them value, and that's when companies will come to you because they see what you're doing for them. So thank you so much for...
I'm going to interrupt you there a little. You know what? When a sponsor contacts me and they're like, we're going to give you a few $100 when you promote our product. You know what I say? I don't want it. Just give me a few items that I can give away to my community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
or ask for both.
I know Winston does that a lot, but I'll be doing a giveaway soon from this headset and from other stuff. I do that because I want to give back to the community. In a way, I have a dream to become a full-time streamer, and it will come at some point. When it comes, it comes. But for me to be able to give back to other people, that's one of the most satisfying things that there is. If I say oh, I got a new headset. Okay, great. Yeah. No, I got a new headset, guys, but I got a giveaway for you guys. That's so much more fun.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So please, tell us where people can find you. I mean, our viewers and listeners.
Everywhere it's Joaquim Blaze, QUIM. But it's in the description. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm kind of everywhere. The only thing I have been neglecting a bit is my YouTube because of the time consuming on it. But I've been enjoying doing reels on Instagram and TikTok videos and the short stuff.
Nice.
That's really nice. And I want to thank you both for having me on the show. It was
thank you
really
so much.
Nice.
My pleasure. Yeah. So you can find me at Winston Chim on Instagram and also at Twitter.
For me,
Winston
you
Chim.
can creep on me on Twitter at Stephen Fung or on Instagram at Stephen Fung. And make sure you click on all the things because I need to get my numbers up for my sponsors.
The links.
Because they need the engagement. All right? Show me the engagement. It's all free.
All right. So thank you, guys, and thank you, Joaquim.
It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Stephen. All right. That's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.